Bear with me today. As the title might suggest, we might be meandering a bit. What's a bank? In its simplest form, it takes in deposits and gives out loans, charges a higher rate of interest on the loan and gives a lower rate for the deposit. It takes unused funds of savers and turns it into funds that society can use. People can invest in houses or industry or property. Now, of course, the loan money has to be returned on time and at the predetermined interest rate to keep this harmonious progression going. Ever taken a loan, had that anxiety about whether the loan would get approved, ever missed an EMI, had that EMI anxiety about your balance days before the due date? I have experienced all these, as many of you might have. Banks have really stringent standards for verification of credit worthiness. They go through our financial records in microscopic detail, and once the loan is disbursed, it's years of repayment month after month after month. Can't miss a single EMI. Banks don't let you go. Messages, calls, visits, they do everything in their power to ensure the repayments keep rolling in. Every small unsecured loan comes with a high interest rate. Every larger loan comes with some form of collateral whose value outstrips the amount you're borrowing. One of the main reasons that banks came into being was to make money available to more people and hence give people more opportunities to rise out of poverty, to keep the earnings of the employed safe and to help people create more employment. Public sector banks have this responsibility even more so. It's in the name after all. They are for the public sector. But something macabre happens with Indian public sector banks. Somehow they wouldn't let a regular citizen skimp $100, but will oblige large corporations and wealthy individuals hundreds and thousands of crores, which they never need to return fully. Let me share with you some statistics of loans and defaults. In 2017, 12 of the largest corporate defaulters were referred to the NCLT by RBI, National Company Law Tribunal. These are the 12 companies. Bhushan Steel had a loan default of rupees 44,000 crores. Its sister company Bhushan Power and Steel had a default of 37,200 crores. Lanco had a default of 44,000 crores. SR Steel 37,000 crores. The cumulative loan default of these companies was close to 2.5 lakh crores. Let me repeat that. 12 companies, 2.5 lakh crores. Resolution proceedings were begun for all of these, with the banks and financial creditors trying to find buyers for these companies. If the resolution process wasn't successful, then the company would be liquidated to sell off the assets and repay the banks. Over the last 2 years, a lot of these companies have been sold to other conglomerates like JSW, Vedanta, Reliance, etc., but with large haircuts. And that's where we come to the second part of the title, haircuts. Banks take haircuts too. A haircut is the amount of the loan that the bank or the creditor is willing to forego. So in these 12 companies, the recovery either by sale to another company or liquidation is only about 1 lakh crores. The haircut is 1.5 lakh crores. 1.5 lakh crores of money forgiven, forgotten. Haircuts. I think we all know the difference between a haircut, a shave and a lobotomy. If the asset quality is that bad, how do these banks even give out these loans? The stringent standards that they enforce with us regular citizens, why aren't those standards followed at higher levels? In the last 3 years, from 2018 to now, Indian public sector banks have written off close to 5 lakh crores. This year, already 1.5 lakh crores have been written off. Please let me know if any of you have ever had 60% written off from any loan you've taken. Hell, let me know even if you had 6% written off. But somehow at higher levels, a lot of people and companies seem to be able to help themselves to thousands of crores of money that needn't be returned. The price of these haircuts is paid for by the entire economy. Our deposits become cheaper, loans become more expensive, our rupee loses value due to inflation, and we are all poorer in the economy. Let me add 3 more companies worthy of mention here. Videocon had 63,500 crores of loans and Vedanta was allowed to buy the entire group for just 2,700 crores. DHFL or Diwan Housing Finance Limited had an outstanding of 1 lakh crores and Piramal bought them for just 38,000 crores. Jet Airways had debts of 14,600 crores and they were sold to Carl Rock Capital and Murari Jalan for just 1,000 crores. Between these three companies, the haircut taken is 1,35,000 crores. To give you some perspective on that number, do you know what else is 1,35,000 crores? The money required to vaccinate and feed the country till Diwali. 35,000 crores required for vaccination and 1 lakh crores required to provide free food through the public distribution system. And how is the government raising this money? By taxing us excessively on petrol and diesel. This isn't me saying it, but our petroleum minister Dharmendra Pradhan, when he was asked about these insane prices on petrol and diesel, this is what he said.
ये नागरिकों को, कंज्यूमर को दिक्कत दे रहा है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। लेकिन भारत सरकार हो या राज्य सरकार है, कोरोना में लगभग 35,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा एक साल के अंदर टीका में खर्चा हो रहा है। अभी 1 लाख करोड़ रुपया खर्चा करके प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 8 महीने के लिए मुफ्त में खाद्यान्न देने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण योजना शुरू की है।
So we are being taxed heavily each time we put a liter of fuel in our vehicles so that vaccines and food can be provided. But the vaccines were free, no? Fuel prices have been hiked 32 times in the last 2 months. We are paying 105 rupees a liter now, whereas the input price is 31 rupees. In 2013, we were paying 80 rupees for a liter when the input price was around 49 rupees per liter. The sum total of additional tax collection by these sky-high fuel taxes this year is estimated to be 2,25,000 crores. So I request the government, please do not say the vaccines are free and thank each other through newspaper ads and billboards. That's a mockery of us citizens bearing the brunt of these taxes. Haircuts or vaccines, we get nothing free. I thank you for going on this meandering trip here with me today. If you're new here, I request you to consider subscribing to the channel. Also, please get vaccinated if you haven't already. You've already paid for it.